Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, students? Hope you all are fine and safe at your homes. And wish you warm welcome in your new grade, class 7. This is your science book, and I'm your teacher, Miss Saima. And before starting our lesson, let's make a dua. Rabbi zidni ilma. O Allah, increase my knowledge. Chapter 1 is about variation and classification, and unit 1.1 is about variation. Variation is actually the difference between individuals within a species, that every individual is vary from each other. And these variations are just because of the characteristics which are inherited from their parents. And these variations may be continuous and discontinuous. Let's start to study these variations in detail. Now, the differences in the variations, that we, the human beings, are also vary from each other because of the features we have, and some have different body shapes, height, voices, way of talking, hair texture, face shape, skin color, eye color, hair color, etc. And these differences may either be a genetic type or a phenotype. Genetic differences are those which can caused by the differences in their genes, whereas the phenotypes are the those which you can observe these characteristics in the organisms. Hidden variation is also known as cryptic genetic variation (CGV). That the variation are the differences, and they're very easy to spot. For example, you have a long brown hair, and your friend has a black short hair. You have a brown eyes color, and your friend has a black one. So, but there are certain variations which are hidden, and they are more relative to the genetic variations. For example, the blood looks like the same, but it may related to different belong to different blood groups. Even the siblings, they have belong to different blood groups, and there are four main types of the blood groups, and everyone has one of the four main types. There are two main types of variations: discontinuous and continuous. Discontinuous variations are those with only limited number of possible values, and they can easily be represented by a bar graph and controlled by a few number of genes. For example, tongue rolling, fingerprints, eye color, blood group, etc. Whereas in continuous variation, um, these are those that changes gradually over a range of values, and they are represented by a line graph and controlled by a lot of genes. For example, height, weight, heart rate, finger length, etc. Although we human beings are look alike, but we all have different features, like we have different shape faces, different eye colors, different voices, etc. And the very unique difference between every human being is the fingerprints, even though the identical twins do not have the same identical fingerprints. And now the biometrics. Biometric are the body measurement which are used to uh, measure the unique physical characteristic such as a fingerprint, and it is used to verify or recognize the identity of a person. So these are used for the security purposes in the banks or in the airports, etc. Now move to the end of the questions, which is given on your page number 3 of the textbook. In the first question, they're asking for to write a list of the visible features which vary from person to person. That skin color, hair color, height, body mass, etc. Eye color. These are the visible features. And the second question, they're asking you for describe the 5 features you would expect to show the variations. And the variables that can be tested are the different way of walking, voices, blood groups, fingerprints, iris patterns, etc. In the third question, explain the different about the two different types of variations, continuous and discontinuous. So discontinuous variations such as blood group can only take certain values, whereas in continuous variation like height can take any value within a certain range. And in a fourth question, um, visible human features that show continuous variation, you have to write them. So the features that show the continuous variations are the height, body weight, foot length, or leg length, arm length, etc. In the fifth one, explain what a frequency chart can tell you about a discontinuous variable like blood group. Uh, um, Obvious on a frequency chart, the height of each bar shows the number of the people in each category. And the sixth one, uh, explain why detectives often look for the fingerprints at the scene of a crime. You know that the fingerprint is a unique difference because everyone's fingerprint has a unique pattern of lines. So a fingerprint can be used to identify the criminals. Now your first unit of the first chapter has been completed. Move to your workbook activity. In the first exercise of activity 1.1, here the blanks are given to you and you have to solve these blanks with the help of the word blank given below. And in the second exercise, there are some features given to you, and these features show continuous and discontinuous variation. So you have to write C after the variations which show continuous variation, and D after the feature that show discontinuous variations. In third exercise, there's a table shows to you which is the distribution of the blood groups. You know that there are four different types of blood group: O, A, B, and AB, and they are the number of the people which are having this blood group. So you have to draw this on a graph paper with the help of to plot this chart with the help of this table. Um, how you will make this? You have to make this bar graph with the help of these readings. Write O, A, B, and AB, and the different blood groups, and the number of the people in percentages marked as 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on. We don't need above 40. So suppose here O blood group has only three number, 39% of people are having the O blood group. So here we are marking below the 40, which shows it 39%, and 23% people have A blood group here, marked with this 23, and in 30 number of people having B blood group, and in 6% of people having AB. So you have to make such kind of bar chart. Now in the fourth question, here's a table given to you which shows the distribution test score in a class, and you have to again plot a frequency chart on a graph paper. Here's the score percentage, and this is a frequency of that. It's a tally bar. How to write? You know, tally bar. Just mark 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, and fifth one is crossing them over. Okay. Now just you have to plot this graph with the help of this frequency. Okay. How will you plot this? Again, similarly, you have to write down the percentage score percentages: 20 and 0 to 20, 21 to 40, say 41 to 60 here, and 61 to 80, and so on. And here the frequency number of frequency people are 0 to 4, 6, 8, and 10. So how many number of people gained 0 to 20%? Only one person. So I have marked this with 1, and 5% people are having 21 to 40 marks here, 5, and 9 people again 41 to 60% score, and so on. Okay. Okay, thank you, student. Thank you for your attention.